welcome everybody to game number 1 of the Red Cup final, the low bracket it is, with Haijuk versus KiwiMulletboy. Okay, getting Loom at start, of course, because they start with 3 villagers, but also 3 scouts. Not really, really empty map it looks like. There seems to be some Gaia Spearmen. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. Yeah, a few Gaia Spearmen we saw. We see players starting with a blacksmith, some stone, berries, a lot of gold piles. Oh, and it's also sudden death, of course, as you can see, which is indicated by the flags here. So it's sudden death. If players lose their town center, they lose the game, and they can also not make any more town centers. Let's see, there's a small gold pile over here, which Kiwi could take, and then there's one really far in the back here, which probably isn't going to find. Haijuk, same for him, small gold pile over here, and another big one in the back. I think he just spotted both of these gold, so he already knows both the gold piles. And he's sending one scout to be aggressive here, as you can see already taking one sheep. He could lame one, but let's check the scouting from KiwiMulletboy here for a second. While Kiwi's going to kill one of the scouts. He spotted this gold, so that's good. He did spot one of the golds. So yeah, because not too many resources, I think we only saw one boar each. Not finding the boar from Kiwi here. And both players finding some spears, but yeah, not really seeing any boars from Kiwi. I thought I saw one boar somewhere. Yeah, one boar over here, but it's so far in the back behind the wood line, which Haijuk will not be able to take. And yeah, just not seeing it, not finding the boar for Kiwi. Maybe he doesn't have any. So that's a bit even then, because both players will not be taking their boars, and they will just be relying on sheep and then the berries, which will probably be a slower start here until they get to the village. No game sound again. Should be game sounds. At least my OBS is saying that there's game sounds. Let's go to options. Let me check if it's not just too low. Can you hear anything now, or is it just really low? I wonder why it's so quiet then. Yeah, it seems to be extremely quiet. I don't know why. Don't know why that is. I mean, let's just put it up even more then. For some reason, sounds keep changing every stream I do. Okay, so Haijuk is on the berries. He's going out to 2 mills. He is lacking military, 3 to 6 military, and he still has 2 of his scouts. So we lost one of the scouts to the town center, and he has 1 spearman. But Kiwi doing a better job scouting around, as you can see, and he found a lot of spearmen, which will protect him early on. Yeah, the sounds at this point, not really anything I can do to it. I will look into it between the game. Yesterday, also had some problems at the start, but when I changed it, it was fine. This time, it seems to be really low for some reason. One idle villager here, not working. And I think he also doesn't show up when you press the idle villager hotkey. Really needs to micro these two to send them on the berries over here. But of course the mill, not a great placement, because berries were blocked over here by the house. And these berries are blocked over here by the tree. Yeah, because I put the volume up by almost 100% in my OBS. I cannot put it any higher with the bar. I don't know why it's so low all of a sudden. Okay, population 2 villager ahead actually for Haijuk. That's actually... And Kiwi again not making villagers. So I don't know if he's... Yeah, he's probably keeping his sea idle on purpose, but... Don't know if that's the correct response. You're 3 villagers behind. And Kiwi just staying on 20 vills. And he's actually going to click up later than Haijuk. Oh. So Haijuk is clicking up first. And he has 4 more villagers. And the reason he's clicking up first is probably because he took the deer a bit faster. As you can see, he took almost all of the deer that he had. While Kiwi only took 2 deer so far. Yeah, he only took 2 deer. Also has 4 on stone, which he should have been on food. Because why would you be on stone while you're still on the Dark Age? You should only send your villagers on stone when you're going up to the feudal. So yeah, not looking good for Kiwi here. He will be up later and with less villagers also. Yeah, look at that, clicking up. Oh, more than a minute behind. And Haijuk here also has a barracks. I don't think that Kiwi has any military production buildings. Oh, and actually here's the boar. I think the boar was behind the mountain, why we didn't spot it earlier. See here, 3 men-at-arms, 3 militia, sorry, we will do really nicely versus the spearmen and forward villagers from Haijuk. What will be the plan here? Towers? He's going to tower rush versus Koreans. That's something you don't see very often. He is up first, so he will get his first towers up. But Koreans? I don't know, man. They build towers faster, faster working. Stone miners. Interesting decision. But at least he is denying the berries, which is a lot of food that Kiwi has not been taking yet. That's like over 300 foods since the berries here almost completely run out for Haijuk. Okay, so Kiwi is going to be on the defense. I have to keep in mind that it is sudden death. So if he can be aggressive with the towers and maybe get to the castle age, he can get mangonel firing on the town center beneath the protection of his towers. That could be really good. So yeah, look at how fast this tower will go up for Kiwi here. Fortunately, he will not be able to batter down this tower because it's protected by this one from behind. But yeah, I think this is smart, making a tower on the right hand side as well to prevent him from pushing in over here. Should maybe build a tower like over here, a bit more forward. And I hear the villager go down. Get villager down for Kiwi. Haijuk having to manually retask his tower because as you can see, it constantly goes to attack the mill instead. At home, nothing too fancy. Heavy on stone here. So since Japanese, he needs more on stone than the Korean player to keep up with the stone coming in. Only 3 farms, 0 on gold. Oh, sorry. 3 on gold. But with only 3 farms, it will take a really long time for him to get up to the castle age. Kiwi. So look at him, he's going to add in more farms. That's really good. Nothing on stone yet, but he does have a lot of stone. Nothing on gold yet. Oh. But he does have a lot of stone here. Look at that, already 400 stone. He really sent a bit too many villagers and too early to the stones here. Did make interesting tower here. I would have vaulted the tower up if you place it over here, but okay, maybe it's just to get some extra vision in to see where red is going. And here we see Kiwi fighting with villagers and spearmen. Really good idea to use the villagers in a fight versus the men-at-arms. Of course, he did have more spearmen from the Gaia units which he found earlier on. So I think he killed the scouts. Oh, both players seem to be losing almost all of their army, but Haijuk is adding in more men-at-arms. More men-at-arms from Haijuk. I think he made 1 or 2 extra. Don't know if that's the correct idea here. It's Japanese, so Japanese infantry do get a faster firing. So these are pretty strong men-at-arms here. And Haijuk at this point is going to defend okay here versus the tower rush. He will take down this tower, and he's already making defensive towers in the back of his base. Now adding down a lot more farms. But Kiwi, for about 400 food, and Haijuk, yeah, a bit imbalanced economy, a lot of wood. He needs to make even more farms because I want to get that wood coming in, food coming in pretty fast. Still enough stone to build more defensive towers if he needs them. A few idols, as you can see here on the farm and next to the town center. Yes, town center is idle also at the moment, but he's still, yeah, look at the vill count. 9 villagers in front of Kiwi. That's so huge. And I think he only killed like 1 or 2 vills. We see him desperately trying to batter down the tower. I think this tower from Kiwi was a bit too far forward, not protecting his first original tower, and this is a really good decision. I feel like keep battering down all the towers from Kiwi, and Kiwi making same mistake here, not completely walling in his towers. These villagers could potentially go to this tower and batter it down as well. So not the greatest play from Kiwi. Don't know why his town center is idle this much. He is keeping it producing now, but already so many villagers behind. And this tower, why are you making a tower over here? Not doing anything at this point. Did go out to gold. But yeah, now we see Haijuk using up all of his wood to make 2 archery ranges. 2 archery ranges for Haijuk. I hope he's going for skirmishers instead of archers here with all the tower action going on. And he's just going to follow these villagers. So a lot of weak villagers here that could even be killed off by these 3 from Haijuk. Yeah, and I thought he was sending the villagers forward here to spot the villagers from Kiwi, but it was actually to go out to the other gold here. And again, Kiwi not completely walling up his towers, which means that the tower will just get rushed down by the man-at-arm and some villagers. Really need to wall up your tower. Let's see if Haijuk micro this. Some weak villagers here, which he could pick off. Come on, Haijuk. No, he's not looking at this direction here, and he will lose the man-at-arm and the 1 villager, which means that the tower for Kiwi will stay up. But again, not walling in the tower. Come on, man. So Haijuk almost close to clicking up. 800 food, 200 gold, while Kiwi still only at 400 food, and again a bit too more on the mines here. Now he has too many gold miners because he already has 500 gold, which he cannot use. And there we go, Haijuk clicking up to the castle age. He already made some archers as well. I would have preferred to see some skirmishers, which the Korean player can just go for tower defense at home. Let's look here, towers will not do much at this point. Great defensive tower on the gold here from Haijuk. So looking really good for R.E.D here. Also adding down the market to balance out his economy a bit if he needs it. I think for lower rated players, a market is so great because you can just use it to balance your economy. Something that I do a lot during my games. And actually here, archers in on the wood line from Kiwi. Killed 1 villager, kill 2, maybe kill 3 or 4. But when the tower goes up, he probably has to go back. And what's Kiwi doing? He's sending all his villagers forwards to fight the archers here. Yeah, tower will go up, needs garrison. And now his wood line will be protected. But yeah, that's a really big mess here. Even though he only lost 3 vills. 3 vills, this is an archer, that's a man-at-arm. But also look at all this idle time. So many villagers being idle here. Not good for Kiwi. Also Kiwi, just look at the balance here. Only 24 woods, 700 gold. 700 gold and not enough food to click up. So he's making a market now, probably going to buy food and click up the castle age. just after Haijuk sold food, so the prices for him aren't going to be too bad. Really lucky there. But look at this, Haijuk dropping down a forward castle on the town center from Kiwi. If this castle goes up, it's kind of GG for Kiwi, because keep in mind, it's sudden death, and this castle will take down the town center. I think this is the really first time that in all of the Red Cup games in the high and the low brackets, we see a player attempt to do a castle drop on the town center from the opposing player. Kiwi desperately trying to make towers here, but he's not garrisoning. He should have garrisoned this tower, but there were also too many forward villagers from Red here. So yeah, there we go. GG being called from Kiwi. He knows it's over for him. Castle will eventually take down the town center. There's nothing he can do to protect versus that. And the first game will go to Haijuk. Let's look at the achievements. Oh, look at this. This is really nice. Kill death 19 to 19. Exactly even here. With Haijuk having one more army. Better economy for Haijuk. Also the uptime is better as well. And the villager difference. Only 2 in the end. Because of course when you up to Castle Age, Kiwi was making villagers during that time. So he was catching up in the villager count a bit.